Hello everyone, welcome to Tech Sharmit. In this session, we are going to talk about another very important method, or you can say element for SVG, that is path element. Okay, so in this session we will discuss what is path element, what all attribute we can pass with path element, and in that attribute what all commands we can apply. Okay, so here you can see I have noted down some command as well as their description in the comment part, right? So we will discuss each and everything, like how to draw these things, what all parameters, or maybe you can say what all attribute and commands we are supposed to pass to draw different shapes. Okay, so by the end of this session you will be able to understand what is path element, why we use it, what are the benefits, what are the syntax structure, everything related to that. But before we start the discussion, I would like to recommend you to please go and check out the previously released sessions first, because they all are in proper sequence and sync. So if you follow them sequentially, then it would be very easy for you to understand the ongoing topic. Because for time being, we are just focusing on path method, but prior to that you should know about the basic stuff as well, like what is SVG, why we use it, and everything, right? All right. Okay, so now I think we are good to start the path method. So here you can see the code is quite simple. I have just noted down the basic HTML code with some comments and heading. So there is one title in the head section, which is HTML Tech Sharmit, and then we will put one heading here. So let me put somewhere after this. So here I'll write, save it. Let me write here H1, and here I will write HTML by Tech Sharmit. Okay, now you can simply save this and refresh the web browser. So once you refresh the browser, you will see that HTML by Tech Sharmit has been populated. Fine. Now after this we will add another heading, which is path element in SVG, because this is the main topic for today's session. Okay, so with this path method, what we are going to do, we are going to draw few shapes. Let me tell you what all things are there. So I'll write in heading. So we will draw simple line. Okay, then we will draw a basic rectangle. Let me write in a correct way, H3. Here I'll write a rectangle. Okay, and then after this we will write here H3 as combined shapes rectangle and cubic Bézier curve. Okay, so these are the all things that we are going to draw, and we will learn how to draw these things with the help of a simple path element. Clear? So now we have just noted down the heading. So we all know, like whenever we want to draw something on a SVG, we need SVG for that, right? So let's add the SVG, and those things like which we already know, I'll not take much time there. I'll just simply explain you and show you the process, but we will not discuss on detail like what is SVG and all, because these things we have discussed multiple times. So here I'll write SVG. In SVG I will put a heading, which is not heading. Here we are supposed to put height and width. So let me set height of it. Okay, in height we will mark it as 600. Then we will set width. In width we will put 1000, and then we will apply some style, because without style we will not be able to see the actual area. So 5 pixel solid black. Then save it and refresh it. So now you can see it is showing us a proper. Let's reduce the height so that you can see it properly. Fine. So now you can see one SVG has been added. Now on this SVG we will draw all these things. Firstly we will draw one simple line using a path element. Then we'll draw rectangle. Although like we have drawn this shapes earlier as well, right? But with other element. This time we are talking about path element. So only one element can draw multiple shapes. Okay, so that we will discuss. So let's start with the definition itself, like what is path element. So if I write something like this, so path element is an element in SVG that we can use to draw complex shapes by combining lines, by combining straight line, curves, and different kind of arcs. Okay, so you can see here we can combine multiple types of shape, or maybe the arc, curve, right, lines, simple straight line, right? So after combining all these things, when we create some complex shape, so that thing is called as that thing we can do with this element, which is path element. Clear? Now this path element comes like this path element uses the attribute D, okay, which define the shape. So D means defining the shape. So whenever you are using path element, you are supposed to define its D attribute, which is nothing but specifying the what we can say, that which is defining the path of the path. Okay, all right. So now this D attribute contains a sequence of command. So you can see here in the command section I have noted down the commands, which is M, which is for move to specific point. Then we have L, which is draw a straight line to a point. Then we have H to draw a horizontal line. V is to draw a vertical line. Z is for close the path. C is for draw a cubic Bézier curve. Q is for draw a quadratic Bézier curve, and A is for draw an arc curve. Okay, so these are the all command that we can use in a combination to draw something as per the requirement. And it is not mandatory that we have to use all these commands together. It is up to you. Like in case if you want to just draw a simple line, so you can use only those commands which is related to simple line. Okay, so let's start from the simple line itself. So here I'll just simply write D in path. We will define the shape. So in D we will mention M10 space 10 space L100 space 10. Clear? So this is the thing. Now if you save it and refresh it, you can see there is nothing coming on the screen. Okay, so how we can show it? We can simply show it by adding the stroke. So here I'll write stroke. In stroke we will mention black. Okay, then we will set fill equal, but before that let's check how it is showing. So currently you can see it is showing one simple line. Clear? Because we are just drawing a simple line. All right, so this is the one thing. Now similarly, let's say if you want to draw a rectangle, so in that case what is here what we do, like we did just one thing, like we provided two commands, which is M1010, which is nothing but moving the point to 1010. Then we provided L110, which is nothing but drawing a line to point 110. Clear? So this is the first thing that we did with path element. Now after this what we will do, we will draw a rectangle. So let me show you how to draw a rectangle. So to draw a rectangle we just need to change the commands here. So let me clear it, and here we will write M10 space 10 space H100 space V50 space H10 space Z. Now you can save it and refresh it. So after a refresh you can see one rectangle shape has been populated on the screen. Now in case if you don't want to fill this shape, you can simply go and write here fill equals to none. That's it. Now you can save it and refresh it. So you can see one rectangle has been populated without filling it. Clear? So this is the second thing we discussed. Now the third thing is where we will combine multiple shapes together. Let me show you how. So here we will write multiple values like M10 10, then L50 space 10 space L50 space 50 space L10 space 50 space Z. So till here we have just defined the rectangle. After that M70 space 10 space C100 space 10 comma 130 space 50 comma 70 space 50. So we are just providing the values as per these command. Don't worry, for the very first time if you are looking at this, you might think that it is very complex, like how I'm deciding these value. But these are the values are something that you can firstly hit and try, and then you will got to understand, because now you can see draw a horizontal line. So just provide a value according to that. Okay, so let's simply save it and refresh it. So once you refresh it, you can see one rectangle and one quadratic Bézier curve, not quadratic, it's cubic. One rectangle has been drawn and one cubic Bézier curve has been added. Clear? So from here to here, this part is for rectangle, and after that from here to here, this part is for the cubic. This is for the cubic Bézier curve, which made a combined shape. Clear? So this is how we can utilize the path method, or not method, path element, to draw multiple, and this is not the only shape, you can draw many other shapes like this. Okay, so yeah, that's all for today. In the next session we will discuss few more things. So thank you for watching Tech Sharmit.